the beginning stages of Fat Mango was almost during those moments of us just enjoying the day,
Yeah.
living every moment.
Every moment.
And we would want to make the day as fun as possible. And we'd always be like, okay, what are we doing next?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
There's always
We're
something.
always so hyped.
There was always something, and we were always so hyped on nothing.
So we have a bit of a tradition on this podcast.
Yeah.
On the right here, we have an organic tea set. And behind me, we have a mystery box full of alcohol, weird alcohols. Whatever you decide that we want to go on, I'm going to go on that journey with you today.
Really?
Yeah. What do you feel like?
Fuck, man. What do you feel like having?
I don't know. I mean, the mystery box is...
What kind of mystery box?
Really?
That's what we're...
Dude, you said before we started this podcast, you're going to go for the tea. I'll go for the mystery box. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, what are we having here, man? I think everything's frozen.
How's it frozen? How does it freeze?
There's...
You go whiskey, Dan?
It's actually not a bad idea. Okay, now should we get the whiskey?
Get the whiskey, Dan.
Get the whiskey. We start off very broad. What does creativity mean to you?
It's a really wide one, huh?
Yeah.
But I guess creativity is, I guess, something that's ordinary, which you make it seem more special.
Okay.
Like, for example, you make something boring seem more interesting in a different perspective.
So you're talking about more like elevating something in your normal life,
Yeah.
and turning it into something that could be more than what it is.
Yes. So something boring, which becomes more interesting and more appealing for everyone.
I think that's actually a very interesting way of looking at it. The way I see it also is about imagination, right? And the way I see creativity is taking something from your mind and bringing it into the real world.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you started on your creative journey? Like when was it like the first moment that you felt like, okay, I want to be in the creative world?
I think it was when we were on university,
Yeah.
and we would come back every holiday and shoot our holiday videos.
Yeah.
Well, first it was photos, remember?
Yeah. We started off with the photos, and actually, like, okay, yeah, tell us about like how did you even get that first camera? What was the first camera, and how did you like get the idea of being like, okay, I'm gonna take photos of all of us on holiday, having a good time, and then post it on Facebook, basically before like IG even existed, right?
I think before it was like basically, it's actually a sad story first.
Okay.
It all started. So we had a friend, remember our friend?
Great.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
So we had a friend, and he passed away because he has cancer, right? And then from that moment on, I was like, okay, well, that was like too soon. And then that was during our year 13, our last year of school. And ever since that moment, I remember like, oh shit, all right, well, better, these memories need to stay alive somehow.
Right.
So that's why I pursued, like, I used my dad's camera on the old Samsung on the crappy trip.
It was like a point and shoot kind of thing, right? Like one of those,
Get small,
like without an interchangeable lens or anything like that, right?
little interchangeable.
Yeah.
Small, like compact. It was a
Yeah,
compact
yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
And then from that moment on, we're taking a lot of photos.
So it all started with Craig. Actually,
Yeah.
I remember as well that you put together the memorial video for Craig.
Yeah, it's the one.
That must have been one of the first videos you ever edited, I feel like.
It was all photos, or
Yeah, it's like more like a slideshow.
more like a slideshow, yeah, like a PowerPoint.
I remember that. I remember, oh, that's so interesting that it actually goes back that far. I didn't even think about it in that way, but you're right. That's kind of when it all started. So in a way, Craig, like he inspired us to actually get on this path in the first place, in a way.
Because he was into drama, right? Because I did drama with him.
Right.
Drama classes.
Yeah.
We were always together. We were always together, like all of us.
Yeah.
But he was the one that was making all those stupid videos on the iMac. Remember?
That's true. He was making all these on iMovie, and he posted it on Facebook, and these were all these comedy videos that was way before YouTube even existed.
Exactly.
And we were all laughing and we were all sharing it. It was like organic in its own way.
Stupid videos.
And he was doing musical stuff. He was like playing with his guitar. He like made songs about our friends.
Yeah. We should play that.
Dude, he made all these songs, man. It was amazing.
He was the one who was actually doing all of it before us, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And everyone took inspiration from him. It was fun. It was just short. It was like TikTok.
Yeah.
Like in today's time.
Definitely. Yeah. Or like YouTuber before YouTubers started, right? Yeah.
Then yeah, I think after that was just university, and then gotta keep those memories alive. So the camera came out, and then it was taking as many photos of everyone as I could
Mhm.
to keep those memories of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone could look back when everyone went back to their, back to university. Everyone could look back on all the photos and relive their moments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Let's cheers to that, man. And let's cheers. Yeah, there you go. So
Yeah,
cheers, bro.
yeah, that was the time, huh?
That was a time. Growing up in Phuket, do you feel like it lent itself more to taking pictures? Or would that have been our journey even if we were, let's say, in Bangkok or Chiang Mai or even in Europe or Australia?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just because of who we had, not where we were.
Mm. It's just the vibe was
It was
so
just
good.
the vibe was so good.
So for the audience, just to give a little bit of context, when we were growing up in Phuket, it wasn't the Phuket that we know today. Not at all.
Or no, nowhere.
I feel like it was so free. It was so open. We would
Yeah. There was definitely no traffic. There's like what, 20? No, it's like 15 years ago.
It just lent itself all to this kind of like lifestyle of taking photos, taking
Yeah.
videos of just and we'd always have such a big
Yeah.
group, man.
Always a big
Remember,
group.
like everywhere we went.
Entourage. There's always an entourage.
And I actually, that's why, like, when I was a kid, my dream was like, I want to have a pickup truck because I wanted everyone to be in the back of the pickup truck so that we could go to places and just,
Exactly.
we would go to places with 20 people. And I think that's the thing. Like, if we look back now, I agree with you that the beginning stages of Fat Mango was almost during those moments of us just enjoying the day,
Yeah.
living every moment,
Every moment.
and we would want to make the day as fun as possible. I would always be like, okay, what are we doing next?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
There's always
It's
something.
always so hyped.
There was always something, and we were always so hyped on nothing. Or like
YouTube was starting off
Yeah.
like quite strong at that around 2014.
or let's just say we had the first iPhone came out in 2000 and pretty much 2000 what, like 8, 2009.
Yeah.
This is when all the photos became more.
I mean, the social media first started out because I feel like when you first bought your camera, like going back to the Duno camera,
Yeah.
it's like that's when we start posting on. Well, you start posting on
Yeah,
Facebook
Facebook.
and
It was-
tag
it was-
everybody.
It's like
I remember the albums that you made were like 500 photos.
Yeah, exactly. Back then it was cool to put more than you put an album. The more the merrier. It was 30, right?
And I remember it gradually went from like still photos
Yeah.
on Facebook to I remember the first holiday video.
Yeah.
This is during university
Yeah.
that you put those photos into a slideshow with like some music.
The music. It was always that. The slideshow with music.
Yeah.
And then later on, remember it was like photos with some video.
Yeah.
I think the third year of uni, it was like just only video.
Only video. And that's where it all started.
That's when it all started.
I remember so clearly, man, because I feel like it was like towards the second last year at uni or something like that. I remember like speaking, and I didn't even know how I didn't even know how like it came into my mind, but I was like, God, I feel like we should do something with this, because it kind of went viral-ish within like our friends.
Yeah, the whole community.
People just shared it.
Yeah.
People were like, whoa, you guys have such a great life in Phuket. And the vibe of the videos was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so like
It was almost like a high school video, like a alumni kind of video where everyone would be together in that video, and it would be like a 5-minute video.
Yeah.
Everyone that we knew at school. It was only like a school video, but within our own friends.
So do you remember like what was the first conversation that we had between you and me when we said like, okay, like let's do this thing? Like what was the thing that we were gonna do?
I remember it was during the last holiday that we had. Must have been what 2013 or something. I remember it was how we had Beamy.
Beamy Beach Club, right? Yeah.
And there was this song that everyone was going on about that went viral. What's that song?
What song is it? Let's get it out.
What's that song?
We're getting us what is it?
That song, man. That song.
I have no idea what song
It was a song that changed like the course of history, I guess.
Huh?
In videoing. It was like the first POV.
Was it the Kygo song? Duke Dumont.
Yeah, Duke Dumont.
Oh shit, I got it. It's called I got
you, motherfucker.
I got you.
Shit, what? Piss me off.
It's Duke Dumont. Yeah.
Duke Dumont, which is the first POV video that ever came out. I remember after this video came out, everyone started doing POV.
Dude, that's it.
That's how POV started.
No, because you know what? The GoPro trend
The GoPro.
started at that moment.
And also, I think the videos came out. Our videos became more videos when the GoPro came out.
Remember this?
Yeah, that's one.
Can you see it? Yeah, dude, this is the one. Actually, the POV.
This is basically the first, I think one of the first YouTube videos that showed Phuket,
That's true.
like, properly.
Dude, yeah. I remember we used this video as like every reference
Yeah, it was a reference video.
of every video that we started with Mango. That's right.
Because we wanted to make the videos like, obviously our friends, but also show like Phuket.
Mm.
It was like it was like the trendsetter for like showing like Phuket as a tourist destination.
Yeah.
Before it was only friends, 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 and friends. After a while, it's like,
I feel like
how many stupid videos can we make after a while? You
I
know?
feel like we watched this video and we were like so inspired and we
Yeah.
said like this is the kind of thing that
Yeah.
we want to do.
Yeah.
Right. So what else did we say in that first conversation? Like how did this whole thing come about? Like before, like pre Fat Mango, pre the name Fat Mango even, do you remember?
So before the name, we even talked about the name. It was our last summer holiday from uni that we were all in. It was our last holiday.
Yeah.
And I remember you asked me, like, yo, dude, what do you do after university?
Uh-huh. The real big question.
The real big question.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause we had basically 6 months left of school,
Right.
you know, with our holidays. So technically we'll have 4 months left. So it's like, I mean, everyone's, everyone would be a bit freaked out. Like, what are you going to do after university?
Yeah.
You know, no one's with a job. You know, everyone's like, shit, dude, I just went to university for the sake of going to university. Or maybe you were interested in it. But now it's like, shit, now I got to work.
I think
Now we gotta work.
I think we should also
right?
give some context, like what we went to university
Oh, yeah.
for.
Right.
Because for those who don't know, because now okay, they
Yeah.
know like, oh, these guys are video guys, or like we're with a company or whatever. But like, what did we actually study?
Yeah. So I remember in my high school, since we're in Phuket and it's a very touristy, destination, and a lot of our parents and a lot of our friends had, hotels or working in hotels. So that was the thing that we automatically, I would presume, like, let's do hospitality because we're in it. I'm sociable, you're sociable. I don't know what I want to do, but let's do hotels. So I went to Australia, in Melbourne, for hospitality, management.
Yeah.
You also went to.
And I went to Switzerland for hotel management.
I think 80% of our friends went to hospitality school.
I think growing up in Phuket, there was almost like not even a question because
Yeah.
there was no other
Yeah.
there was no other exposure
Yeah.
to any other industry
Yeah,
at
exactly.
all. Especially at that time,
There's
especially
not-
video didn't even
Yeah.
exist in that way.
Exactly.
And I didn't even know about filmmaking. I didn't know that filmmaking or cinematography or directing or
Yeah.
anything in the film world could be like a profession.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't even in the conversation.
Yeah.
It was either like,
It was just hospitality, just the mundane stuff. You want to be a finance person, a business person, hotel, or what? A lawyer, or what? A pilot? I don't know. That was pretty much it. And everything we had that we had to look for was a brochure.
right,
That was all information we got. A brochure with some nice images of a
what,
university.
of the uni, you mean?
Of a uni.
Right, right.
Right. We didn't have.
And I feel like
know,
the career counseling back then was
Yeah,
so
different.
like in the box too.
Yeah.
It's
like these are the options. These like, you got 50 schools. Which one you want to go to? Take one.
But also what I'm trying to say is like in international school in Phuket, I don't know if this is different for other schools. I felt like the career maybe also we didn't take it very serious.
That's true.
We were just like we were always like fucking around.
Yeah.
But it was also like I remember going to this career counselor that they asked us to go, and it was like a mandatory thing that you had to go. And they were just like, okay, so what are you interested in? What do you want to do? Da da da. And then it ended up being like the most in the box suggestions. It was always like, oh, do you want to be? I don't even remember, man. But it was like it was so boring. I didn't remember.
It was just
It was
typical,
like the typical stuff,
Good stuff. Business management or hotel management.
I remember leaving high school without knowing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I was also so excited for a gap year because I was like, I don't really care what we're gonna do. I always knew that something was gonna be okay, right? Like whatever we end up doing, it would be fine.
But during that gap year,
But during that, I was so excited for the gap year. All I wanted to do was just
party.
party or just be with my friends. You know?
Be with friends. Mainly be with
Yeah.
friends. And yeah, bottom line party. But
Bottom line party. Yeah.
but
That's kind of true. Okay. So then fast forward to the beginnings of Fat Mango. Like, okay, so last holiday before we graduated from university. Now we did hotel school already. We know about hotels. We learned about hotels. So then what do we decide to do?
so we did a 4-year. You did a 4-year. I did a 4-year
Yeah.
university course in hospitality management.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, interesting.
Yeah.
But during going back to the last 6 months, the last holiday that we ever had for uni, I remember you asking me, "Yo, dude, you wanna make videos after this shit? Like, you wanna make fucking videos after this shit? Like, what do you mean videos, man? I don't know, man. Like, let's make some like beach videos or like some like like show Phuket in a nice way because everything you see or that you hear about Phuket is always like it's always so trashy and where's the party spots and like all this like typical Thailand tourist stuff.
Yeah.
I remember you were like, let's make it a bit different. Like let's show Phuket and show the beauty and make it look all pretty.
So it wasn't even really about the clients at that
It
point.
wasn't about that at all. I did not know. I don't think it wasn't even like, yo, I want to make hotel videos.
Wasn't it?
Or I want to make beach club videos. It was just like I want to make videos to show Phuket something that it should be instead of the typical tourist traps.
You know, I remember it quite clearly about like convincing, my parents. I was like, "Oh, you've just spent a lot of money on university, and I'd like to make videos in Phuket," And it was like I had to put together like a business plan. I actually like did entrepreneurship as like my final thing, right, in hotel school. And during that entrepreneurship class, I was actually thinking about, okay, how would you make money from making videos in like a tropical environment? I remember like I had it in my mind, like, okay, we could potentially do some kind of hotel videos.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think at the same time, it was like YouTube was just coming up.
It was
at
just
that
coming
point,
up.
and I was like, well, what if we end up like making content? Like, what if we make?
Yeah. You wanted to make YouTube videos.
So we actually, in a weird way, started as these kind of like whatever
YouTubers.
you know?
We weren't even thinking about being a YouTuber, but we were thinking about making videos for YouTube.
I think
You know?
it was also so good. Like it was such good education for us
Yeah.
because I remember the first month we started Fat Mango. We're like, okay, this is after university, like 6 months after university. We're taking a little bit of a break, and we're like, okay, now we're starting the company. It's real now.
But
And we're like, okay, this month we're gonna do daily vlogs. Remember?
I remember that.
And we were like every single
hassle.
day.
What a hassle.
But how much did it teach us about editing quickly?
Yeah.
How much did it teach us about shooting very fast?
Yeah. Also, like we have to find things to do every day.
Yeah.
Keep the viewers. It wasn't even about viewers back then. I think it was like we did it for our friends still. We weren't in the business mindset yet. It was like, I want to make videos for our friends because they're still in university and they're not coming back to Phuket anymore. So let's make some videos for them to see like what we're doing and like for them to miss home.
But I think it was also about like putting Phuket in a good light. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
And it was really about
Like giving back to Phuket. Remember?
yeah.
I want to give back, like something, shine a different perspective, shine a different light towards like Phuket, like the locals.
And like I actually like looking back, I feel like we started the company with a GoPro.
Yeah.
Like we pretty much did all those videos just with a GoPro.
There's a GoPro 3, no, GoPro 2
Yeah.
and a 5D Mark 3.
Yeah, and a 5D Mark III. Yeah, we had that as well. Definitely. I remember, dude. Like,
5D Mark III.
but we actually got some projects pretty soon into it. And I think, these vlogs,
Yeah.
whether or not they like went big globally or not, it's like, that's not actually the point. The point is that it actually did the marketing for us locally.
Yeah.
And then people started like noticing us and they're like, oh, these guys are doing videos. Like, and I think the first projects that we got were like so random, but they were like, hey, you guys film?
Yeah, you guys film? Let's go. I need a video first and then film something.
And then we did
Yeah, and we did it.
And then we just kind of went from there, man.
But from there, it was, we were also on the radio. Yeah, also.
But we were on the radio because we had the vlog.
Yeah, we were on the radio because we had the vlogs. Yeah,
for sure. Because the radio guys like Tim Newton and those guys from like was it Phuket News or whatever. They're like, we just want to have people on who are a little bit different and young and like energetic.
Yeah, these are content.
And to keep in mind, we're only 24 years old at that time. And we were just like all over the place. There was so much energy. It was just like
nothing around. Didn't know what we were doing. There was our networking.
Yeah,
I remember we made like 2,000 baht a month.
On the radio?
On the radio.
Oh my God.
And it was just nothing about money. It was like, at least I gave for my petrol.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was just exposure. So we went to all the new beach clubs. Eleni Hotels would be the host for it.
It was so funny, dude. I remember. Do you remember the white party that I went to at Nikki Beach?
And
And
I was
they were basically saying like, okay, Nico, you're on the. I was on the mic basically, and Golf was the cameraman.
Oh,
Was like a
the
light on the camera.
Yeah.
And we go around asking people like, hey, are you having a good time at the business? Dude, you remember we actually interviewed the guy from the Black Eyed Peas?
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember the guy.
What did he say, dude? What was the thing that he said? Yo, what's up, bro? Oh, he said, let him know.
Oh yeah, let him know.
So yeah, we were news reporters, we were radio hosts. We ended up making
Because
videos.
we made documentaries first.
We made documentaries.
It was the first thing that we did because we wanted to shine a light on Phuket.
Yeah, we made
And we made documentaries.
actually people responded really well to that. I remember like people really enjoyed those. I mean, we made this like documentary where we went underwater with a fisherman,
Yeah.
and he was like laying the fishing traps and stuff.
Yeah,
That was
that's
adorable. We did some documentaries about some like
Locals like Phuket pineapples.
the pineapple thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool. Remember remember the drone that we used back then?
Yeah, it was what a weird drone, man. This is before drones even came out. This fucking drone that had like 4 balls. And the drone you put a GoPro on it and had a remote control.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even see what you were shooting. You had to like physically look at the drones and like think like, I think I got the shot. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the drone only lasted for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. No, but then the big step after that was the first DJI
The
drone,
first DJ came around.
which is kind of the same shape as the Phantom 4 drone, right?
Yeah.
But you had to put the GoPro on it.
Yeah, put a GoPro on it.
But then you had a little connector
Yeah.
that you could see it.
Onto your phone.
You could see it on your phone, but it was so like bad
Bad
signal. There was no return to home.
Yeah, no return home, no sensors.
It could go like up and down a little bit.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
That's it.
But it was just a GoPro on the Phantom 4.
And you could see like the GoPro, you could see like the drone legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. These are like, this is like not even 4K, it's like 720p.
So yeah, we did the documentary. You know, we even did like a studio in your house. So we were living together in your house. We had the ducks.
The Fat Mango Show.
Yeah, then we had the Fat Mango Show, and we talked about stuff to do with Phuket. And we talked about like, like the best beaches in Phuket.
Yeah.
We did like
We basically
did.
we were basically like it was almost like a travel like insight. It was like aimed at tourists who would come to Thailand, remember? Who would come to Thailand because we always had those questions like, where should I stay on my holiday, Nico?
Right.
Which restaurant should I go to? Where should I go to?
Yeah.
And this is like a really long time ago where like Google Maps wasn't even like it is what it is today, you know? Like there was no, I think this was only the very beginning when TripAdvisor started basically. Like it was very like, it was all word of mouth.
Yeah. And I think at that point we felt very accessible to other people as well. We were kind of like the gateway to Phuket.
Yeah.
Because they were watching us, we were there, we were just messing around, and it was like, oh, we want to hang out with them when we go to Phuket. And I remember like at that time we were still young, and there was a lot of backpackers coming through Phuket and stuff. People that we knew from uni, they'd be like hang out with us, they'd be in videos and stuff.
Basically, I remember, we'll go back, that Nico asked me to do this video stuff. To make videos. I was like, I put whatever. Let's make some videos. University. Okay, then we went to a natural restaurant.
Okay, now we're back in natural. Yeah, okay.
Back in natural.
That's where we left out.
And then we were like, yo, so dude, what should we call our video company? And then we were going on about, let's, just keep it tropical and like fresh and like, we were thinking very touristy though. We weren't like, let's make it sound, epic or cool or like, it was like what represents Thailand and what represents Phuket. I think that was our like mission.
Right.
To it.
Right. Based on that mission, how do you think we came to the name Fat Mango?
You tell the fucking story, man. Oh, it's so embarrassing. They've been so sad.
I actually genuinely think that we were just looking for something that felt, I don't know, fun and that stuck in your head. And we were going through like so many different names. And I remember it was like you, me, and Zach, right?
Yeah, you mean Zach going through different names.
And we were like just going through it. And then at one point, I think we did say something about mango. We said, and then somehow
everyone comes to Thailand wants a mango. They want mango sticky rice. And it's like a tropical Thailand fruit.
So then we ended up with mango. And we were like, yeah, that sounds great. Let's go for it, man. And you know what, though? I'll tell you this, like still now, 10 years later, we always get the same question and people are very interested and they're like, they love it. They're like, how did you guys come up with the name Fat Mango? We really like it.
It's all his story.
And we have made so many mistakes in our business, and I feel like we have done so many things where we're like, we started and we stopped, and we started and we stopped. We went backwards, we went sideways, and we tried so many different things with it, like in the last 10 years. But one thing that we got right from the very beginning was the name. I promise you, man. Like, I feel like this is what
It was always
actually
Fat
kept us going.
Mango, and it was always Fat Mango. I remember there was this Indian guy, and he made our website, and he was like, "But you need to have something afterwards."
Yes.
So that it comes up on SEO.
Yeah. And then he was like, you can't just be fatmango.com.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense with what you guys are doing.
Yeah, so we're
I
like,
remember that too. Yeah.
okay, well, production, video.
So he's like, what do you guys do?
Yeah, what do you guys do?
What is it that you guys want to make? And we're like,
We want to make videos. Basically.
so then he said, what about if you did like fatmangovideos.com?
Yeah,
And that's what we ended up there.
that's what we ended up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since then, we've actually shifted now to be fatmangostudios.com.
Yeah.
But I think now it's because we do still photos, we do
Yeah,
production.
you do more stuff.
Yeah, we do much. But yeah, we started off with only doing videos with the GoPro and the 5D mark.
Static light cam.
I think we can go a little bit now into the business side of things. I think this is also very interesting for the audience in terms of, and I want to talk about this in the podcast as well.
Yeah.
With all our guests, you know, it's like about creative inspiration, but it's also about the creative industry and how to navigate it, right? So I think what you're saying is that part of our time in Fat Mango was a very interesting time. It was,
We did everything.
yeah, we did everything. We tried
Everything, anything, all day, every day.
but at that point it was like a big turning point. It's like, what are we going to do? Like, what is Fat Mango going to be in the future? And I think at that point we were a little bit kind of, should we go full YouTube?
Yeah.
You know, at one point we were like, should we go full YouTube?
Yeah, should we go full YouTube, or should we like focus on like our clients? And because we have some jobs now.
And within the client space, it was like, what kind of clients do we want to do?
Yeah.
And what kind of productions?
We didn't even really know yet. I remember when we first started up, basically first started Fat Mango, we came back, we told our parents like, yo, we're gonna, everyone takes a gap year. Yeah, we were like, you know what, let's not take a gap year, because let's try to do this for 1 year. Let's try to make Fat Mango work for 1 year. If it doesn't work, we'll go find a hotel.
Really?
But we wanted to do this because everyone after uni takes a 1 year gap year to do whatever they want to do, to like find themselves or whatever.
But we took a gap year before high school. You're gonna take another exam?
Yeah, it's a fun gap. They take another one. Anyways, so remember, we were out, and then you spoke to your dad. I spoke to my dad, and they were like, "Okay, you guys want to do this? Okay, well, you guys have 1 year. Let's see what you guys got.
Right.
We'll like make it happen. We'll use the money that you need. I mean, it wasn't that much.
It was very little.
It was very little. And I remember us. We were at the very beginning. We always wanted to start a company. Like, it was like, we need to start a company. It wasn't like, let's go freelance. Like, I don't think freelance was even a thing back then. It was like very traditional. Like, let's start a company.
I think the landscape was very different then and now, because back then there was not that many video jobs.
Yeah,
It was at the very beginning
Very
of it,
beginning.
kind of like,
basically the very
social
beginning.
media.
Yeah, social media.
I mean, brands weren't really making
Yeah.
videos so much yet at that point, you know, and social media was not as big as this. Like, they didn't have social media managers. They didn't have like the social media marketing strategy.
Exactly. And advertising wasn't even on social media back then.
Not so much.
All your friends, only your friends, only for your friends to see. Not a single effort.
Okay.
But so basically, I remember us, we were basically doing the first week of Fat Mango. We were like, all right, let's go speak to some professionals to see like where we can be. And I remember your dad was like, yo, I know this guy
Oh, in Bangkok, you're talking?
in Bangkok.
Oh, you want to go there?
I know this guy who does TVC.
Yeah, TV commercials. Yeah.
Back then it was the time when social media kind of started. I see the first 1 or 2 years. It was very new. And we always believed that TVC was gonna like die out. Like, it was like the trend was to go to social media, YouTube, Instagram, and we was speaking to this guy at TVCs. I remember him saying, "You didn't really believe in us yet, remember?"
Yeah.
He was like, "You guys should go and intern first for at least 1 year
At a big production company.
at a big production company."
Or do like
And
the
learn-
traditional route.
Because we came from hospitality, right? We didn't know anything about camera.
You know, it's true. Like, I didn't know anything about anything.
anything.
I
I
didn't
didn't know.
I
We
didn't
had no connections to anybody. We didn't know. It was just you and me, and that was it. You and me and a 5D Mark III and a GoPro.
To be fair, he had a point.
He had a point. He
And
had a very good point. But we were so hard headed. We were like, no, I don't waste my fucking time. I don't want to be away. We didn't want to be away from each other for like 1 year, like live in Bangkok. We wanted to be, we had an aim. We wanted to be back in Phuket no matter what. That was our first, like, on the list, I think.
you know, I think it goes back. There's two things here. I feel like one is I feel like at that time maybe we didn't know it, but we felt like we wanted to live our best lives. We wanted to follow the things that made us excited.
So happy, yeah.
And there was this feeling of like wanting to be in the now already back then.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. I feel like that was one point of what this guy was saying where we kind of rejected a little bit and said like, no, we want to have fun. We want to like live our best life at this moment. And that's the reason why we said like, we don't really want to do it. But one thing that I still feel like is kind of the point today, and it's a bit difficult for people to get into the industry, is that it's all fine and great for this guy to tell us, hey, you should go and intern and you should work at a big company so that you could learn the processes.
Yeah.
That's great and everything, but
Yeah.
how do you do that?
Yeah.
He was just saying you should do that.
Yeah. You should do
But how do you even get into the, because at that time we were like, okay, fine. Yeah, that could be a way to go, but like we don't have any connection.
Yeah, exactly. We don't any
We don't know anyone.
Exactly.
What do you want us to do? Just
like go where? Like I didn't know what to even.
yeah, go where? Exactly.
do
We
what?
had no clue.
But he just said
about where to go.
I remember he was just like, yeah, you should go join a production company and intern there or work there for like a year or two.
But there's two of us, right? So like, how do we both
Yeah.
go and intern at the same
At the
place?
same time.
Or if we don't do the same thing, then we would end up going in our separate ways and never ever come back to.
Yeah, we will come back together.
You know, and that's I think one of the things that a lot of people don't quite get or understand in that moment. It's like, yeah, you're trying to be an adult and say, hey, you should do the responsible thing.
Yeah.
But if you're not actually giving like real solutions and saying, oh, well, yes, you could go and intern, but you could do it exactly at this place.
So you say who?
No,
what, or-
nothing.
He was like,
It was just
go intern, and we're like, two kids out of university. Like, I don't fucking know where to go.
that
Like,
puts us
what do
in a
we-
very, very difficult position.
Exactly.
you
It
know?
wasn't like a recommendation. It was like go intern. Like, okay, what does that mean? Like go do it. Do what?
Exactly.
I don't know where to even start.
Anyway, so I think that's just one point I wanted to bring up, and especially for our audience, maybe there are some people there who can relate and maybe are starting off in their creative journey. Maybe they're starting off in the industry, and maybe some people are telling you, hey, you should go and do that. Like, yeah, that is an option, maybe.
You really need more guidance. That's it.
But it can be even more daunting. It can be even more difficult to try and go in that direction where you're asking for people's approval, essentially, or asking for people to accept you to get into something when you don't even know how to get into that in the first place. We didn't do film school, so we had zero credentials. So needless to say, we ended up going in a different direction.
Exactly. That was the main thing. We just wanted to be, no matter what, we had to be together.
Yeah.
We had to do it together because it was like our idea.
Yeah.
And it wasn't gonna work. You know, if you were like, you know what, fuck it. After like a few months, and you were like, I don't want to do this anymore. I would have been like, you know what, fuck it, I don't know either.
And
It was like a package deal. Yeah, or leave it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And we were, I remember now, I actually hadn't thought about this in a really long time, but you are right that at the very, very beginning, early stages, we were saying like, hey, our backup plan is that we will go and work in a hotel.
That was
We
like-
actually did say that. We were like, you know what, worst case scenario, what's the worst case scenario? We go work at Catch Beach Club.
Be someone's bitch for the rest of my life.
Oh my God, yeah. That is true. That is true. Well, luckily it didn't happen. And I actually, sometimes I think about this, well, and we're like, shit, we're 10 years into this.
Oh, more, right?
What
have we learned in 10 years from this moment?
It's actually, honestly, like I look back on this and I think, holy shit, how is it possible that we're still going through this?
Yeah.
We're still
We're
still going with
got so many ups and downs. You know, I think we'll always have ups and downs.
Let's talk a little bit about what is your creative process. Let's say you have a video that you need to work on for a client. What do you go through in order to try and make the best video? Do you have like a ritual?
I got the thing, man.
Okay, so what is your thing? What is it?
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just rocking up and just doing it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. You know, that's actually no. Actually, you say it as a joke,
I
but
say it's a joke, but I think I would say it's 50% true.
and actually, I see this with you, and I see this with me a little bit too. And I feel like this maybe has a lot to do with the way that we started. And I think there is value
Yeah.
in winging it. And I think a lot of people aren't able to improvise
Yeah.
the way that, and this is one of your really big
Yeah.
advantages, I feel like, is that you are improvising constantly.
Basically, in Phuket, it's like a different client. I'd say like I guess every city and every country and each client is always different.
Right.
But for me, for my clients in Phuket, everyone's very like last minute. Let's say like the clients are like you're not dealing with like a marketing person, right? You're dealing like almost directly with the owner.
Uh-huh.
So I only have to go through like 1 or 2 channels,
Right.
and then I'm there. Right. Like I'm already speaking to what I don't need to go through like so many different managements to like get to one thing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm already there. This is what you want? Okay, cool. This is what you want. What do you need? You need it 2 days from now? Okay, let's do it. So it's almost like there's no time to make storyboarding and sometimes like the storyboarding, the planning. They already know what they need to do, and also it's like a hotel, right? So it's you're already shooting what you have.
So what you're saying is that in a place like Phuket where things are very chill and laid back and everything is a little bit more like last minute, it's like you've actually adapted in a way
So like
to be able to just be like
winning now to wing it.
wing it and be like, okay, on the day you'll be like, oh, you want this thing? No worries. And then like keep it in your mind until the edit, right?
Exactly. Also, like I feel like the Phuket clients for me, they do very like in a way like sabai,
Yeah.
but in a way there's always changes.
Mm.
So it's not like you're working with a big company, but like I need this style, I need this brand, I need these colors, I need this, this story.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's like very lifestyle based.
Yeah.
So anything kind of goes, and everyone, not just me, but I think even the malls have to adjust. The people who are working there, the hotel or the crew, like everyone needs to like adapt really quickly.
Yeah.
And everything's like kind of last minute.
Mm.
So everyone like adapts really quickly. And also the crew is very small in Phuket.
Yeah.
So everyone's like multitasking.
It's like 2 or 3 people.
It's like
3 people.
2, 3 people, maybe at most like maybe it's like 6 people at most. Like but majority is like 4.
You know what's interesting, and I feel like that's the case as well. And I think I've taken influence from like starting in Phuket, especially with like the Bangkok team.
Yeah.
Is that we have in a weird way become like a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
And I want to put this into perspective in a sense where I'm not trying to like toot our own horn. And actually, in fact, I'm not trying to at all because I feel like jack of all trades can become almost a hindrance or like a disadvantage in some ways, right?
Yeah.
But it's come to the point now where I feel like if we get a client and they say like, hey, we want photo, video, and drone, but we only have budget for one person to go. Honestly, like this happened to me today. I was looking for a freelancer who could do all three, and I couldn't find someone who could do it well for all three.
Yeah.
So then I had to go back to the client and say like, look, I can give you a guy that can do photo and video, and I need to add on one more person that can do drone.
Yeah.
But the truth is, you and me separately and together could do all three.
All 3.
And this is 10 years of exactly what you said, which is be on the fly and be able to do every single thing.
Until this day, sometimes I don't even have a storyboard. I have bullet pointed stories of like what I need to shoot or what I should shoot, but sometimes it doesn't go that way.
Yeah.
And then when I've seen a lot of people, I feel like some people are so fixated on the storyboard that I feel like it's almost like it's a good thing, obviously, to have one.
Yeah.
But it's also a bad thing if you're gonna fixate your mind on it.
I see what
Like for example, like we need shot 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, it's raining. I can't do it. Oh, we gotta what? Reschedule.
but it's also sometimes when you're on set, you find angles, you find different
You're more free.
and but you also you find different story elements that will actually end up working
Add on.
I think I want to circle back to where we started and the reasons why we started Fat Mango, and I really feel like it's actually come full circle without me even realizing that it did. Is that what we're trying to do now with Fat Mango is to be in the now, right? All our branding, all our marketing is really focused around that. And I think it is a really strong message that I believe so much in. And I didn't really understand why I believe so much in it. But now speaking to you about it again and revisiting these kind of like old memories and why we started at Mango, it kind of makes sense. It was like, oh, we wanted to do those things. That we wanted
be
to
in the eyes. Yeah.
So what does being in the now mean to you? When do you most feel like you're actually in the now?
It's basically like it's almost like when I'm in this zone. It's like everything becomes like I don't even like there could be like 100 people around me.
Right.
I don't when I'm really into the shoot, like everything is not even there. It's just like me, camera, my crew, the model, and then like what I'm shooting.
Mm.
It's like let's say four things,
Mm.
and there could be 100 different distractions around me.
Yeah.
But I'm just like with these 4 people for the whole day, and it's almost like it's like you're like invincible.
Yeah.
I feel,
Yeah.
and nothing matters until it's done,
I get you.
and you get what you need to do, and you're there for what you need.
Yeah.
You know, you're happy, you're satisfied,
Yeah.
and that's all that matters. It's so like automatic. Like if at the very beginning of the shoot, you could feel like you're like nervous, like oh shit, what I gotta do? Like
Yeah.
so many people here, like so many people depend on me to like
Yeah.
tell them what to do. Everyone's waiting for your call. Everyone's waiting for your next move. There's so many people depending on you. You know?
Yeah.
And then you just get in the zone and you do one thing and it leads to another and it just like domino effect. You're just like in it now.
Yeah.
And then you're just riding this wave. And it feels so good. Like once you're done, you're like, oh my god, I'm done.
Ride the wave
Ride the way.
and you're in the now.
You're in it now. Yeah.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for doing the podcast.
Ah, damn, maybe we'll get another one.
Dude, we're wasted right now.
No, it's good not.
If you're a creative in Bangkok and you want to collaborate with us, reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook at Fat Mango Studios.
You're talking like this is something, there's actually something here. You're just like,
At Fat Mango Studios.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.